Salam Abu Ali. Shall we start? It's 10 a.m. now.
Go ahead, Ashok.
Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome to you all for the E&D HSE Certification Mentoring Workshop, Session 2. We are speaking to you from HSE E&D team, Drilling Engineering Group, Exploration and Drilling Directorate of KOC. This session is going to go for 1 hour plus discussions. And we already conducted this session on 14th December, and we are doing session 2 for the benefit of the rotational staff. The E&D monthly HSE theme for the January 2023 is HSSE communications and sharing lessons learned from incidents. And in fact, today is one of the best practice we are sharing to enhance the competency of the HSE staff. So before we invite our team leader, I would like to briefly talk about the protocols for the MS teams. Kindly mute your microphone as well as switch off your camera. And in case you want to speak during the discussion workshop session, you can always open your microphone and speak. You can also raise your hand, or you can also put your questions in the chat box. So this is a general protocol. We strictly tell you to switch off your microphone as well as the camera. With that, I would like to brief you on the today's agenda. We will have a opening remarks by Abu Ali or Mr. Marjeek Al-Watebi, team leader of HSE A&D team. And we'll have the HSE movement from our senior engineer, Madam Mona Atish. And I'll be briefing on what are the requirements for the qualifications for the HSE personnel as per KOC procedures. And we'll be also talking about the importance of these certifications to enhance the competency of HSE staff. Then we'll also briefly talk about what are the outlines and the process for applying HSE certifications. And there will be a lot of interactive session basically to clarify your doubts or anything related to these certifications. So that's our agenda for today. With that, I would like to request Abu Ali, our team leader, Mr. Marjeek Al-Watebi, for his opening remarks. Abu Ali.
Thank you, Ashok. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome everyone to this HSE certification monitoring workshop. This is one of the action item from KBC 47 incident, and it's also part from the DCO roles and responsibility report. As explained by Mr. Ashok, okay, that the objective of this workshop is to provide you the requirement of qualification for the HSE officers as per our KOC procedure. And also it will give you the chance to enhance your competency level through the international HSE certification. Yeah, and I wish you to get, inshallah, the highest value from this workshop. And now I will hand over to Mr. Ashok to facilitate and continue the presentation.
Thank you, Abu Ali, for the encouraging remarks. So with that, we would like to welcome our senior safety engineer, Mona Atish, for her HSE movement. Of course, it's related to today's topic as well. Madam Mona.
Good morning, everybody. As we all know that drilling operations are very high-risk operations, and we need to focus systematically to ensure safer drilling operations. In order to have a systematic approach, we are adopting multi-layer approach in drilling operations. As it is shown on the slide, you can see the layer 1 is focused by drilling contractor and their operational and HSE personnel around the clock. Layer 2 is by KOC rig supervisors as well as KOC HSE professionals. Layer 3 by operational team leaders and operational team with HSE engineers. Layer 4 by HSE E&D team through inspections, audit, site verification, etc. And layer 5 by HSE group and leadership.
It should be charged.
Please
Kindly
note
mute
that
your microphone. Yeah. Go ahead, madam, yes.
please note that in every layer, HSE professionals' role is so important in safer operations. And most important is the competency level of HSE professionals need to be very high. As our team leader said today, we are going to brief on the opportunities for HSE professionals to enhance the competency through HSE certification. Now I will hand over to Mr. Ashok to start the workshop. Thank you. Mr. Ashok?
Okay. Yes, you can listen to me. Somebody muted me. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mona. You already highlighted on the multi-layer approach, which we are adapting. I just want to highlight that in every layer, HSE persons or HSE professional role is so important to achieve our incident-free operations. And we also have a good competency levels to provide that support. And today's session is going to be talking about the what are the certifications available and how you can enhance to the the competency required. We are not only going to talk about the safety certifications, we are going to talk about the health related as well as environment related certifications also. So with that, I would like to briefly provide a insight into the what are the basic requirements of qualifications for HSE professionals as per KOC relevant HSE procedures. We know we have a robust system in KOC. This particular slide is talking about the HSSE management system. We have the framework guide, and we have a HSE management system hierarchy. At the top level, you see the vision, mission, policy, and strategic objectives. Everything drives from there. If you have a good vision, good mission, policy, everything will be driving from there. With that drive, we will develop the HSSEMS elements, aims, and expectations. And we also will have the broaden approach of HSSE procedures and guidelines addressing to each and every area of the company, like you say, exploration, drilling, or the production, as well as the transportation. Everything will be covered under the HSSE procedures and guidelines. And again, there will be a tier 4. We call it operational work procedures, instructions, and plans. So these are the broader view of the KOC HSSE management system. Then we have the KOC HSSE policy, as I was telling, that which should be the highest of the highest requirement. So KPC HSSE policy, we follow as a K companies, K subsidiaries. You see at the bottom of this particular policy, there are all companies' logos are there. Every company CEO signed that particular policy, abiding for the requirements of these policy commitments, policy expectations also. And today, our topic is related to the competency. And if you go through the policy, there is a one particular statement highlighting on that particular issue, which is adequately train our workforce and assess their skills and competency from time to time. That is the reason we have so many review processes, interviews. In fact, I am part of one of the investigation committee. We always come up with the recommendation related to the poor competency levels, poor skills. So that's what we were highlighting today, that how you can enhance your competency levels. Once you get a job, don't think that you can continue with that job, but you need to enhance your competency from time to time also. So that's what I wanted to highlight here. The right side of this particular slide is talking about the HSSE quality model and relationship to the elements. We have 13 elements, and all these elements are based on the ISO's standards Deming cycle, we call it plan, do, check, act. So under the planning, you have the leadership levels as well as the planning and performance and risk compliance management. All those things are there. Under the doing phase, exactly what you have to do at the site, what are the requirements, like a permit to work procedure, or the risk assessments, or the emergency preparedness, or the incident reporting. Training and competency is one of the key element under that do phase. Element 10 is contractors and vendor management also there. What are the requirements for the contractors? And all those things are mentioned in that do phase, which is element 10. And also checking phase, we have the element 12, auditing, assurance, continuous improvement. We do the audits, we do provide the assurance, and what are the requirements, what are the gaps we have, it that's part of the continuous improvement. And acting also the same thing. Element 12 is the acting phase. Element 13 is related to the journey management, related to the transportation and other things. But today we just want to focus on the contractors and vendor management. What are the requirements under this particular element for the contractors and their HSE staff? We have the KOC GE 33 procedure, which is a health, safety, and environment guidelines for the contractors. If any of the HSE person wants to work in KOC under their contractors, you need to meet these requirements. On the right side, you see there that 50 personnel or less, you need to have one safety engineer or one safety officer, depending on the requirement. And there is a high risk and low risk operations also there. And more than 50 personnel, you have the again high risk and low risk, one for every 500 personnel safety engineer, and one for 50 personnel for the safety officers. So this is again, there is an environment officer requirement, industrial hygiene officer requirement for one for the contract. So these are the requirements in terms of the manpower of the HSE staff. But there are other requirements also in the procedure. For the HSE manager, the lead HSE specialist, and the environment specialist, and you also see the HSE superintendent, lead HSE engineer, HSE engineer. But if you go through these qualifications, of course, we have the academic requirements like a bachelor degree in engineering or master of science or other things, and must possess at least certifications, which is mentioned here. If you see point number 2 of every of these positions, you will see must possess at least one of the following internationally recognized HSE qualification by a reputed or professional organizations like NEBOSH or CSP, ASP from the DCSP, CRSP from the Canada, CMIOS from the UK, GSP as well as CEP, and CIS from the American Board of Industrial Hygiene, QEP from the Board of Global EHS Credentialing. There are so many certificates, including the Advanced Diploma in Industrial Safety from India or equivalent. So we just want to highlight you today that what are these certifications, how they can really get benefit to the HSE professionals to enhance their competency levels. That's the whole idea of this particular session today. And you can keep on going that there are so many requirements for each positions: environment engineer, occupational hygienist, as well as the HSE officer and industrial hygiene officer, and HSE trainer also. Okay, these are the requirements. And today I just want to highlight before going into the deep, what are these certifications and how it can benefit us as a HSE professionals in improving HSE certification. I'm sure many of you know that how you can become a HSE professionals. Regularly, you can go through the regular academic courses as a safety engineering or fire and safety engineering or environmental engineering. So that's one way of doing the regular courses. And some people do the different, mechanical as well as chemical or the electrical or whatever you do it. But when they are entering into the safety profession, they also go through some part-time courses or correspondence diploma courses specific to the safety field. Then they go through the short-term certificate courses. Of course, there are by chance, by work experience also, you work in the exploration group, you work in the drilling operations, you work in different of operations, but as part of the job rotation, you will come to the HSE teams also. Then you become a HSE professional by default. But that's one way of the conventional way of becoming the HSE professional. But this is the advanced process, we call it, how you can become a HSE professionals. Even though there is a left side, you have so many avenues for becoming HSE professional. On the right side, you have one new avenue, which is the certification process. So on the left side, we call it as a certificate programs. On the right side, we have the certification program. So I'm going to briefly talk about what is certificate and what is certification. Okay, so the certification you see, which comes from the assessment process. But let's talk about the certificate first. The certificate comes from the academic programs, 4 years of engineering or the 3 years of science graduation or any 3 years of the diploma. Whatever it is, you go to the college regularly and you go through the semester exams and other things, and you pass out from that college. That is a certificate, and that is valid for your lifetime. Okay, once you pass, you are finished. You are engineer for lifetime. But with respect to the certification, it is not so. You have to improve your skills now and then. You have to demonstrate that you are improving your skills, because every day the new challenges are coming, new hazards are coming up. You need to enhance your skills. This certification is valid for, it is not valid permanently. It is valid for 5 or 3 years based on the certification you are choosing. And it comes from the assessment process, examination process. And it also requires some amount of experience, either 2 years of experience or 3 years of experience, and awarded by a third party like ANSI or any other parties. Or there are certification accreditation bodies are there, like you have the ISO accreditation bodies, even certification agencies also being accredited by third party like ANSI standard. I'm going to briefly talk about that. It also indicates mastering or competency as measured by a defensible set of standards, usually by the application or examination process. Like if you see my name, there is a CSP is there. So that means you can always use a designation to use after one's name. If you pass CSP, you can use it. If you pass CAH, you can use it. That gives an indication to the people that you already passed through this particular toughest examination process. It is also ongoing requirements, recertification, continuing education. To maintain, holder must demonstrate or continues to meet requirements. It's as I was telling, that this is not a once you pass this certification exam, it is not a permanent. Once in 3 years or 5 years, you need to demonstrate that you are improving your skills. So there is a process for that recertification points, we call it. So I'm going to briefly talk about that. So what I want to tell here, that just don't stop with the certificate program which you got it from your college or anything, and you need to go for the certification. To have a good example between for the safety related certificate and certification, for example, NEBOSH is a certificate program. Once you pass the NEBOSH, that is valid for a year. And for example, CSP or CIH in our HSE field, they are the certification programs. Okay, that's a difference. And why we need to go for this certification? I got my degree, I got my NEBOSH. I don't need to go for this. So I'm going to explain you why we need to go for that. So we need to demonstrate our competency. We need to stand apart from the crowd, advance a safety professionalism, because you are doing the recertification. You know what are the challenges are coming up. You know what are the solutions are coming up. You will have a competitive advantage. And you also demonstrate your credibility. You will also set the standards among the crowd, and you also have a good mobility with the employment opportunities and other things. Of course, there is a contract qualifications. That's what I briefed you just before, that KOC has got a contract or procedural requirements that HSE professionals should have these competencies with respect to the certification. So these are the additional benefits. In fact, we recruit we interview so many safety officers for our operations. So when we get a person with the CSP, we always have some sort of a different approach for that particular CV or anything, because we know that getting the CSP is not an easy job, but he has gone through that process. Everybody has already reviewed and given that certification to him. So that gives a confidence to us also. So this is the contract qualifications is one of the important thing we need to focus on that. So we always recommend you to go for these certifications. And today we are doing this session. In fact, I was talking to our team leader during 22-23 planning stage that, sir, we need to do these certification programs to our people, because when we interview that, they are much not aware of the requirements and other things. So this will be a good opportunity for us to showcase or educate our safety officers, because they are the one who are there at the site all the time throughout the 24 hours. So if we help them to enhance their competency, it is good for the company itself, So that's why we are doing this certification program session today. And reason to become certification, I already briefed, but there was a survey conducted. Almost 32% of the people are looking for an advancement in their careers, as well as they want to advance, they want to look different from their other peers. So that's about 32%. 19% people feels that they need to get more salaries, more promotions in their career, and 26% also feels that they want to have a good qualifications, as well as they want to improve their skills over a period of time. And 13% people feels that the recognition by the peers. So that's one of the things. And of course, 6% although required by the employer. That's what I was telling, that the contract requirements also one of the major push for the people to go for these certification programs. So as I was telling, that there's a need to gear up with and have a global competencies in the field of HSE profession. Its certifications are there in every field. It's not only in HSE, we have in electrical, we have in the manufacturing, we have in the petroleum industries, everywhere the certificate, IT also, we have information technology, so many certifications are there. So like that, even in HSE, we have so many certifications. Sometimes we get confused which certification to be chosen. So obviously we go to the Google and put a question there, certification programs in health, safety and environment field. You see about 4 million results comes in 5.53 seconds. That means so much of information is available on the Google, that internet, that hundreds of thousands of certification programs are there, but you always get confused which certification programs to be chosen. So today there are plenty of certification. The growth in titles creates many questions for potential users. As I was telling, that these certification bodies have to be approved and accredited by the international organizations like ANSI or any accredited body, because all these 4 million things are just like so many certification bodies are there without their accreditation process. So we should not go for that, So we should choose the right certification for you. So when choosing certification, we need to ensure their accreditations. Like we choose ISO as one of the accreditation body, and I'm sure many of engineers in Kuwait are fully aware of these accreditations process. Now, so many issues are going on related to KSE, NB, and so many things. So we need to be fully aware that the certification, when you choose it, it should be accredited by the independent third party like a national commissioning for certifying agencies. They have a rigorous process like ISO, do the audits and other things. They provide the accreditation to these certification bodies. We have ANSI standard ISO IEC 17024, which is the general requirements for bodies operating certification systems for the professionals, and we need to choose that. And today I'm going to briefly further talk about the outline and the process for applying these certifications. We already discussed how these certifications have to be chosen, what are the approvals required. Now let's see what are the certification bodies available in the health, safety and environment fields. And first I'm going to talk about the BCSP certification, which is the Board of Certified Safety Professionals. Since 1969, almost 50 plus years of their existence is in the profession. They provide about 15 certifications related to the HSE, and this certification body is already accredited with the American National Standard Institute, ANSI, which is one of the premier body providing the standards for the different areas, and one of the area is the certification bodies approvals or accreditation. And there are accredited versus non-accredited certification. There are 300 plus certifications available in the safety field. Out of those 300, ANSI accredited 15 certification programs in the SHS or HSE field. Out of 15, 8 belongs to the BCSP. So, which is a CSP certification, safety management specialist, associate safety professional, construction health and safety technician, occupational health and safety technician, safety trained supervisor, safety trained STSC construction, certified instructional trainer. These are the things I'm going to briefly talk about each one of them. These are the things approved by the ANSI, which belongs to the BCSP. And there are other, as I was telling, that 15 are there. There is a CIH, CDGP, CHMM, and CHMP, which is related to the fire CFPS, and CRMP related to the risk management. And for the transportation, there is a separate safety certification, SCTPP, which talks about the road safety and the journey management issues. So you can choose whichever certification you want, whichever field you are there. So about the BCSP, of course, it is established in 1969, not for profit, headquartered in Indianapolis in US, and 9 to 14 members are the board of directors. In fact, I am one of the board of directors in this BCSP. I'm the first non-US board of director in 50 plus years of this particular organization. So it's not a membership organization. It is internationally recognized organization. So there is so much of history for this. And if you go to the western part of the world, if you have a CSP, you will have a different reception, different outlook, different opportunities for this, for the CSP holders. And even in KOC, we have so many CSP holders available in our. I'm going to share the statistics of the CSP around the world, and you will be surprised. You will be pleased to know that there is a lot of awareness is there in this particular region. So if you are a CSP in the attendance, if you are a CSP, please write your name in the chat box. We would like to applaud you for this getting this particular certification program. Write your name, designation, and the team or the company. Okay, let's talk about the BCSP's mission. Of course, as I was telling, that every certification wants to provide the opportunities for the certification to enhance the competency. They say we inspire and develop leaders in safety, health, and environmental practice through globally accredited certification, enhancing careers, advancing the profession, and protecting the people. And the vision is a safer world through safety, health, and environmental leadership. And there is an endorsement, we always go for the endorsement, means you are supporting that particular organization. There are so many organizations all endorsed. In fact, ASSP is one of the premier endorsed organization. NSC is there. Society for Fire Protection Engineers are there. There are so many institutions who already endorsed this BCSP, and there is a good history of excellence is there, exceptional standards of governance, integrity in the examination process. So you'll be surprised to see that even though they do the prometric exams, it is very, very strictly conducted, and it is internationally recognized in almost 75 plus countries. It is there and maintains highest standards of accreditation, 50,000 plus active certifications or designations in 108 countries. Yes, so I'm going to share the statistics of the BCSP certification holders in the GCC region shortly. And there are 4 types of certifications available in this particular BCSP. There is a professional, there is a management, there is a technician and supervisory, and training related certification also. So HSE professionals, HSE management, HSE technician and supervisory, and HSE training. So if you are into any of these training area, you have a separate certification for you. And I'm going to briefly talk about that. We have the 8 certification I was briefing, which is a certified safety professional, associate safety professional, safety management specialist, and occupational hygiene and safety technician, construction health and safety technician, safety trained supervisor construction, and Certified Instructional Trainer, which is CIT. So these are the certification available for the under the BCSP. And how to get these certifications, I'm going to briefly talk about that. But before that, I just want to highlight that, for example, we have the people who are in the strategic planning or the procedural development, or the experts, we call it. They are the CSPs and SMS. Also, I'm going to explain what is this SMS, how we can get it. And if you are the middle management, you are the in charge of the one particular project, the line management, we call it. So you are the safety practitioners, you can be the ASP, TSP, or GSP. If you are into the HSE training, we have the HSE induction center, and there are always giving the training to them. So there is a certification for them also to enhance their skills. And we have the CHST, which is the technical expertise technicians levels, and which is a CHST and OHST. We call this a safety culture continuum. So let's continue with that. As I was telling that there are active credential holders, 57,000 plus around the world. And if you see this is the statistics from almost 2 months back, but it is a very dynamic statistics. So when I prepared the session 1, I took the statistics from the website. The second in the after US in the world is India, having about 1,000 certification holders. Then from the GCC region will come with 582 from UAE, 485 from Saudi Arabia, and 455 from Canada, 230 from Qatar, and 138 from Pakistan, and we had the 129 from Kuwait. I'm sure all these 129 people are one way or the other related to the oil and gas industries in Kuwait, and I'm sure about 50% of them will be in KOC. Even our team, our technical staff is about 20 people. I can confidently say that we have about 5 CSPs in our team itself. So that's one of the recognition we have for the CSPs in the region. We have the 15 numbers from the Bahrain and 11 from the Oman. So there's a lot of awareness is going on, and a lot of standards are being required for that. So even contract documents also asking for these qualifications. So let's talk about how we can get the certification process. You can either apply online. You can also check your eligibility. That this is my qualification, this is my experience, which certification I can choose. So there's an easy way of doing the things. You can also purchase the exam online, and you can apply attend the exam in Kuwait. There is I also attended in Kuwait only, and many people have attended in Kuwait. We have the Prometric Center in Salmiya. You can attend that. You can pass the exam. Most important thing is maintaining the certification, that you need to have a annual renewal fees and recertification process also. So that's about the application process. And you can go to the bcsp.org, and you can also post your questions, how to access this. I think Mr. Bala Srikanth is also on the line. He's also one of the BCSP ambassador. You can write to him also. And for any questions, you can also share on the chat box if you have any clarifications. bcsp.org is the website, and there are 4 requirements for the eligibility for any certification you choose. One is, we call it the 4 E's. You need to have education, you need to have an amount of experience, you need to pass through the examination. Also, you need to comply with the ethics of the profession. So there is an ethics domain is there, that also you need to go through that. They will give you the different scenarios, that in this scenario, how you will react it. So they will test your ethics capabilities also. And for the CSP, there is a new requirement. You need to go through the 2 examinations, which is the highest. We call it the gold certification process. Maintain a qualifying credential. Either you can go through the ASP, or there is a waiver process, which I'm going to briefly talk about in few slides. There is a waiver also available there. And the minimum requirement is bachelor degree. Don't be in a myth that you need to have engineering degree. No, you can be any bachelor degree. You are eligible for that. I have seen so many people with a bachelor of other degrees than engineering going through these workshops and passing through the examinations and having a good CSP to their account. So you need to have a minimum 4 years of experience for the CSP, and you can pass the exam of the ASP or hold an approved equivalent. You can also commit to the ethics. And for the ASP, there's a second level of the certification program, which is required for the CSP. You need to have a associate degree in HSE field or accredited bachelor degree in any field. You need to have 1 year experience for that, commitment to the BCSP Code of Ethics. And there is a transitional practitioner, TSPs, and our friends, many of our friends who have already completed Bachelor of Fire and Safety Engineering, Bachelor of Environmental Engineering, Bachelor of Safety Engineering, they will have an opportunity. In fact, we made a push to the BCSP that they already went through the ASP requirements. They can write directly to the TSP. So the advantage is that you can use your academic program to get the waiver for the ASP examination. You can write the CSP directly. So in that interim process, you can also use the TSP designation if you are falling into this particular QEPs, qualified equivalent programs. So basically, qualified equivalent programs are the one where there is a technical evaluation committee in BCSP. They will see your academic programs, your examination process, your blueprint, your syllabus, we call it, and see if it is matching with the ASP blueprint, then they will give the waiver. So we made an instrumental role in bringing this several academic programs from this part of the world to get the waiver for the ASP also after the thorough technical evaluation process. As of now, there are 15 eligible certificates, diplomas, or international degrees are there. I'm going to share with you. There is a Master of Technology in Industrial Safety and Hazards Management in India, Anna University. There is a Cochin University. Many of our friends are from this particular Master of Technology in Safety and Fire Engineering. There is a Cochin University Master of Technology is there. There is a European Safety Council International Diploma in Health and Safety. If you have gone through any of these courses already, you will get the waiver directly. There is a JNTU PG Diploma in Occupational Safety and Environment. There is a NASA course also there. You will get the waiver for that. There is a NEBOSH diploma, not the NEBOSH certificate, gentlemen. There is a NEBOSH diploma, International Diploma in Occupational Health and Safety. You will get the waiver. And there is a PG diploma in Industrial Safety and Environmental Management. You will get the waiver. And there is a Trichy in Tamil Nadu, India. There is a NITT. They offer the MTech or ME in Industrial Safety Engineering. If you are from any of these institutions, just put your name in the chat box that you are holding that particular certificate. So we would like to give a credit to you, and we would like to inform you that you are eligible for the ASP waiver. And Protect Lead Institute is there, RTM Nagpur University is there, National Fire Science College. Many of KOC engineers are from this particular college, so they already got the ASP waiver, and they are already into the CSPs. There is a Sahid University, Jakarta. I'm not sure Mr. Slam is attending our session, but he joined our team just a few days back. He is from Indonesia. You must be knowing about this university very well. Mr. Slam, if you are in the meeting, put in the chat box whether you are aware of this university. So there are other universities like a University of Turin, Italy. There's a US Army Combat Readiness Center. They provide the professional certificate in safety and occupational health. They also get the waiver for that. So I was talking about the SMS. SMS is the 10 years of safety management experience. There are people who are does not have the bachelor degree, but they are very good in the profession. They have got this experience by working in the field. So there is a new certification program. They need not discourage themselves that they can go for this SMS, Safety Management Specialist certification. There's an examination process for that, and you need to commit to the BCSP Code of Ethics. OHST, Occupational Health and Safety Technician, you need to have 3 years of experience without bachelor degree is enough. So, you can go to the examination and get this certification. And there is a construction health and safety technician. If you are into the construction field, you can get this certification after 3 years of experience. No degree required. You can also get the if you are even with the diploma or other things. And STS and STS eligibility safety technical supervisor and safety trained safety construction supervisor is 30 hours of training required, 2 years of supervisory experience, 4 years of work experience. And of course, you need not have any degree for this, but if you want to continue in the safety profession with these experiences, you can go for these certifications. And CIT, that's very important nowadays, training and competency. Many HSE guys are the trainer. Their job is only training. We have a Dr. Penki Shivaprasad or Mr. Sarhan in HSE Induction Center. They provide the trainings, 3 sessions every day. And this certification is for them. So to enhance their training and delivery skills. So to become this certification, minimum 135 hours of teaching and training or development is required, and commitment to the ethics. And this is more important thing, gentlemen, that we need to have a recertification. As I was telling that from the beginning, there's a difference between the certificate and there's a difference between the certification. So you need to have a good recertification process. How they will track your recertification? You need to be in the profession. 10-point category is there. You need to become a member of any safety organizations like National Safety Council or ASSP or whatever it is. You need to be there. There is organizational service. If you are a member of the ASSP and you are an executive committee member or the committee head or the president or whatever it is, you are providing your service, your voluntary service, and many people are part of this service. If you are serving in that category, please post your name as well as organization and position in the chat box. We just would like to know how many of you are really providing that service. And you can also put your publication and conferences like technical presentations or printing of your work, research papers and all those things. You can get the criteria, points for that. Services to BCSP, for example, Mr. Srikanth is ambassador. He's providing service to BCSP. Like I am a board of director. When we provide service to BCSP, they give, I think, about 2 points per year or something like that. So you can get the points by these attending to the professional development conferences or doing the safety related courses, or you can also participate in the quizzes. And there are free quizzes also available in the website of the BCSP. There are free webinars also available. For example, if you attend 1 hour webinar, you will get 0.1 points. Like that, over a 5 years of period, you need to accumulate the points to the 25. If you have done any advanced degree, you will get the points. If you do any additional certifications like a CIH or IOS or whatever it is, you will get the additional points also. So for the CSP, ASP, SMS, you need 25 points for every 5 years. And other certifications, you need 20 points every 5 years. So again, depends on the different body, So I'm going to brief about other certifications also. You will understand that. And recertification requirements for the other STS and STS is the attend or teach 30 hours during 5-year cycle and or achieve the CSP, ASP, all these certifications. So to maintain the STS, STS or STSC. And that was about the safety related certifications. And I'm going to briefly talk about the environment related certifications also. If you are into the environmental, specific to the environmental field, you can go through these certifications. There is a body called Board for Global EHS Credentialing, and you can get the EPI, Environment Professional Intern. It is a very individual with 5 or less years, 5 or more years should apply for the QEP, but it is a less experience available for the EPI. Once you get EPI, you can go for the QEP also. In fact, for the EPI, you need to have a graduation plus less than 5 years experience. There is application process and written exam. You need to pay the application fees and 7 years of this thing, validity is there. So like recertification. There is another certification called the Qualified Environment Professionals. I am having this certification, in fact. So you can also go through the, if you are meeting this more than 5 years experience in the environment field, you can go for this particular certification. And the exam, there are two types of exams, One is a written exam, if you have a graduation plus 5 years. If you are having a graduation plus 15 years, you can go for the oral exam. Oral exam is the one they will ask you to present a case study, which you are involved in that. What are the techniques you have used and what is your role in that particular project? So there will be a presentation by you. So you can always go through this oral exam. And application plus one reference from QEP, and the application fee is about $100. Exam is about $200. Validity is 5 years. So these are the requirements for the QEP. Let's continue with the other environment-related certification programs like hazardous materials management, CHMM, Certified Hazardous Material Management. If you are handling only the hazardous waste or the transportation of dangerous goods, you can go for these certifications. And if you are into the training related to the hazardous waste, you can go for the certified hazardous materials practitioner or the trainer. And there is a student related also, that if you are into the studies related to the environmental, you can also go to the student certified hazardous materials management. And let's continue with the industrial hygiene certifications to enhance the competency of HSE personnel. Of course, I was telling that there is a health, safety, and environment certifications. We are briefing on that. Now, the next one is related to the industrial hygiene certifications. We have the CAIH, which is a Certified Associate Industrial Hygienist. How do you become? There is a BGC application where you can go to the BGC website and you need to pass through the CAH examination. And so that's about CAH. And there is the highest like CSP, it is also well recognized in the industrial hygiene field, which is a CAH. We have a few CAH in our KOC also in HSC group. I know Mr. Raj, as well as in drilling, we have a Mr. Ron. They are the CAH credential holders in our company. And there are many more which I am not aware, but yes, there is a good recognition for this CAH certification also. And yeah, you need to go through the, there's a lot of exam, certification process. I think Mr. Sanjay in West Kuwait HSC team, he is also CAH, and he is also mentors many professionals who wants to become the CAH. You can reach out to him, Mr. Sanjay of HSC team West Kuwait, or you can write to me, or you can leave a message in the chat box if you want to get a mentoring from him. And there is a process safety, of course, process safety auditor certification also there. In KOC, we are going for the process safety management group almost 3 years back, which is really expanding to a different assets also. If you want to become a professional related to the process safety, you can go through this certification also. I remember Mr. Muruganandam from the major projects HSC team. He is one of the CPSA auditor. If any of others are having this certification who are attending this session, you can leave your message in the chat box with your name, team, as well as the certification you are holding. And there is a CPEA. We are now going for ISO 14001, ISO 45000, as well as ISO 9000. So there is a certification, auditor certification also available, Certified Professional Environmental Auditor. We call it as CPEA. So this is also given by the BGC, which is a board for global EHS credentialing. And those were the HSC related certifications, health, safety, and environment. And now let's focus on the ISO related certifications also. As you know, we are all doing the lead auditor certification, lead auditor certificates, but that's not a certificate. That is a certification. It will expire over a period of time. You go through the 5 days rigorous workshop. There is a written test after the workshop. Then you get the ISO lead auditor. Remember, that is valid for 3 years, and you require to have a recertification training. You need to perform the audits to get the recertification also. So this is very much required. ISO 45001, which is related to the occupational health and safety. It is not like a NEBOSH. Once you pass NEBOSH certificate, it is valid for years. But this is not the ISO 45001 lead auditor is valid for 3 years, only 5 days, workshop as followed by the exam. Another important certification we have are most proper, most prominent in this part of the world is the IOS certifications, which is from UK, Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, UK. You can start this certification from when you are in the student itself. There's a wonderful career guidance these professional bodies provide, because we are not aware in this part of the region that what are these certifications. When I came to Kuwait, only I came to know about these certifications. In India, we are not fully aware of these certification bodies or anything. But really now the world is growing up, so much of knowledge is being shared across the WhatsApp groups, across the internet. The things are different. 20 years back is different. Now it is different. So you have a lot of opportunities to grow your career in whichever profession you are choosing it. If you are if your children or if your friends' children or anybody is taking the HSE certificate academic courses, let them become a member of these professional bodies. You can become a student member. It's only $15 for ASSP, and you can become the affiliate member. Over a period of time, as you prove your skills, as you provide your continuation CPD, we call professional development points, they will upgrade you to the associate member. They will upgrade you to technician member. They will upgrade the graduation member. They will be giving the chartered member CMIS. And the final of the peak is chartered fellow. And I am a chartered fellow. Mr. Srikanth, who is attending this session, is a chartered fellow. There are so many chartered fellows in KOC, HSE, fraternity. If you are a chartered fellow or a member or a certification holder of IOS in any of these categories, please provide your name in the chat box with your designation as well as which certification you are holding. And let's talk about the resources for HSE professionals. Resources for HSE professionals are very, very, very good resources are available nowadays. Earlier, people used to scare us. People used to, it's very difficult certifications. You cannot pass it, but those days have gone. Now there are so many resources are available. Mentoring program by professional organizations, like in Kuwait, we have the ASSP Kuwait chapter, and they're providing the mentoring there. And you can also become the member of that particular professional society. If you are in KOC, you can reach out to any of our HSE people. Then you will be contacted to become a member in that. And we have our team. There are so many HSE engineers are members of these professional organizations. They provide the mentoring and mentee support. In fact, as I was telling that Mr. Sanjay from HSE West Kuwait team and Mr. Bala Srikanth from the HSE gas team, they are the mentors. They are providing the free study classes on Fridays. You can reach out to them. It's not only the only Friday classes, but there's a WhatsApp group also. You can become the member of that group. So much of information is available there. There are online preparatory workshops also available. There is an email alerts every day. One question will come from to your email. You can also enhance your skills like that. Now, smartphones have become very much useful nowadays. Everything is in the smartphone, Even for these certification bodies, there is a lot of applications or smart applications are available. You can go to bowenehs.com and you will download one particular application related to the Bowen EHS app. Every day or every now and then, when you are in a traveling and sitting and traveling, not driving certainly, when you are traveling as a passenger, you can go through these smartphone applications. There will be a question and answer sessions. Once you make a wrong, they will also give the right question with the explanation also. And there is a specific preparatory workshops, ASSP Kuwait chapter doing that. And there are a lot of group studies and social media groups also there. And the BCSP mentoring program. Once you become a CSP or anything, you can also become a mentor. Okay, it's not that the end of the story. You can become a mentor, like we are doing a mentoring session today. You can also become a mentor and provide the guidance to the many people. And BCSP in their website, they recognize the mentors. For example, if you are from different parts of the world, either Asia, Middle East, North America, or whatever it is, you can go to that particular area and you can choose the mentor. In fact, nowadays it is a virtual, everything is virtual, so you can become a mentor of your choice. That's always good to get connected with the social media or the email, so you can get the mentor support. And in fact, myself and Bala as well as Sanjay are the mentors in this BCSP mentoring program. We keep providing the mentoring support to the several professionals around the world. There is a social media group as well as online support also. And you see on the left side, there's a BCSP study group is there. The center one is a CSP study group from India. If you are a part of a BCSP Facebook groups also available. On the right side, you see this is from the UAE. And there's a good website. They provide the HSE guidance. And I just want to read out to you for the benefit of you. If you are unable to read that one, it says that recently in GCC countries and South Asian countries, the CSP qualification become a vital qualification in safety field, safety, health and environment field, where many MNC and local companies are insisting this qualification as a requirement for managerial positions in HSE field. The CSP qualification is become the good choice of OSH or HSE professional to improve their HSE credential, enhance the knowledge and become a competency and become a globally accredited certification. I just want to highlight that we in our HSE procedures, we already embedded this requirement. In our contract documents, it is embedded this requirement. It is not only the KOC, it is the ADNOC, it is the QP, it's the PDO. Everywhere these requirements are there now. So if you go to any website, you will find these requirements. So you need to gear up yourself, That's what when we interview our safety officers, they are fully, they join, but they are continuing like that for years and years without reaching to any professional accreditation process. As we announced in our announcement that whoever is attending this particular course, you can get the $100 fee waiver discount code for if you want to go for the BCSP application process, but not for other certification bodies, But this is as a BCSP board of director and ambassador, I got a special approval from the BCSP for the participants who are attending this session today. They will get an email from the BCSP directly with a specific code which is valid for I think 3 months. So you can to get that code, what you have to do is you have to write your name, email ID, company and position in the chat box. So that's a requirement you need to write. And with that, I want to open it for the discussion or clarifications if anybody is having. So I will just unscreen. But during the discussion, use the opportunity to enter your name, designation, email ID, and company. So if you don't write that in the chat box, you will not be able to get your $100 waiver code. So that's important. So let's talk about the session. Now let me on screen. Mr. Aaron, you can, if you have a question, you can share or you can put your video on switch off mode. Okay, so Yadav, yes, so you need to write your company name also, please. But in the meantime, without company name, without email ID, only KOC or KDC number, they will not be able to send the your code. So Mr. Edwin, you need to have your email ID. You just put KOC ID, that's not possible. And I have on the line Mr. Bala Srikanth is attending. Mr. Bala, you have any final remarks or any information you would like to share?
Thank you, Mr. Ashok, and many thanks to Team Leader HSE Building and Technology Abu Ali for making this wonderful workshop for all the HSE professionals. they call it the certification that you rightly covered, the safety, health, environment, and even process safety also covered, absolutely brilliant. So, my dear professionals, whoever wants some kind of guidance and some mentoring, you can either approach Mr. Ashok or me or Mr. Sanjay, who's in HSE West Kuwait. And we made some kind of voluntary club that we have been doing this kind of mentoring whenever the opportunity comes. So I'm very glad to say that the Kuwait has produced many wonderful certification holders for last 3 to 4 years. If you see statistics and year-wise. So this is what I wanted to say. And the importance of such global certification has its value, not only in Kuwait, wherever you go, that value goes with you. It's not like a certificate, like what Mr. Ashok has clearly said early in the presentation about the difference between the certificate and certification. Definitely the certification makes a person on toes from the professional point of view. So you have to achieve something, you need to learn something, you need to demonstrate something in the field, to the management, to the professional practice as well. So please tighten your belt and put your efforts to become a certification holder. I wish you all the best. Thank you, Ashok, and thank you, Aboli.
Thank you, Bala. Thank you for your encouraging remarks. So I see that in the chat box there are so many people started putting their designations as well as emails, and yes, if you would like to get the code, email ID as well as, that's very important. And I see Mr. Muhammad Saleh from QHSE Manager Borex. Mr. Saleh, your email ID is not there in the system, but you can always add it now when you put the chat box. Okay. Smita Ravindran is there. And Mr. Salamat, you need to enter your email ID to get the code. Mr. Salamat. Salamat is from Indonesia. He joined our team recently. So he's a very energetic guy, and I'm sure he'll be going for this certification. And anybody else we have it? Mr. Hamza Lambajar 802. You need to enter your email ID, because in the session 1, some people entered their name, and after a few days they called me, said that I did not receive any code. So it is not my mistake. It is you need to enter and follow the guidelines that you need to enter your name, designation, company name, email ID in the chat box to get the code. Okay, that's very, very important. And Smita Ravindran, which company is not mentioned. So, and Mohammed Saleh, yes, we covered already. Edwin, you need to mention your email ID. Sonu Yadav, Rig Safety Officer, you need to mention your email ID. Azaruddin Sheikh, Grad Ayosh, congratulations, Azaruddin. You need to go to the C Ayosh as well as the C Ayosh in the future. Anybody wants to speak, they can raise their hand. I will invite them. Thank you, Bala, for that remarks. And Mr. Bashir Malik is our senior drilling hygienist. He's the one who takes care of all the health related issues and provide the support to the drilling camps. So Mr. Bashir, you need to enter your email ID to get the code. And Mr. Nasif, you need to enter your email ID. Sandeep, you need to, Sandeep entered. Mr. Wasim entered. Smita Ravindran entered. Yes, somebody raised the hand. Yes, go ahead, Madam Smita.
Mr. Ashok, I have already mentioned the company as HEDCO.
Yes. In the first message, it was not there. Down the line, it is there. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Good. So you are in which company, Madam?
HEDCO Heavy and Specialized HEDCO. In Amadi.
Hamadi in the rig movie?
Yes, rigging.
Okay. So very good. Do you have any certifications already with you, or you want to do something?
I already have international diploma in occupational safety and health from British Safety Council.
Mm-hmm.
I have done API Q1 and Q2, and the internal auditor is also done, and lead
API
audit.
Q1 and Q2, Madam? What is the API Q1 and Q2? I'm not aware of that.
These are standards for the in American petroleum industries, manufacturing and service.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, API, I know, but this Q1 and Q2 I'm not aware. Yes.
Q1 is manufacturing and Q2 is service related.
Excellent. Do they have anything in safety also?
This is actually like a QMS system, quality management system.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Great, great.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I think you will get the ASP waiver if at all you want to do the something related to the CSP or something like that. So, okay. Yeah, thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
And you can also, yes, I think everybody entered this email IDs. If anybody has not entered, we have almost 48 people on the line. Yes. So if anybody has got any questions or anything, they can always raise their hand, or we will conclude the session. And yes, somebody raised the hand again, Mr. Allen. Go ahead, Mr. Allen. Yes, Mr. Allen, Allen Johnson. Alan, you raised the hand, but maybe you are mute or unmute. I'm not sure, but I can't hear you. If you don't have a microphone, you can chat as well. Put in the message in the chat box. Yeah. Okay, gentlemen. Mr. Allen, you raised the hand, but I'm unable to hear you. I don't know whether you're speaking or not speaking. Looks like you're speaking. You are highlighting, but I can't hear you. Okay, if anybody is not having any comments or suggestions, will KOC pay for retestation of our auditors? I'm not sure from which team you are, Mr. Allen. Depending on your, if you are from the KOC, certainly KOC is not having any system for the recertification. You need to go for your own on your own cost. So certainly there's no system of paying as per my knowledge. But there are some companies, or for example, KDC, they encourage if they get any professional certification by HSE staff, they truly recognize them. And they also have some sort of encouragement for their professionals to share this information with them. And there are international companies who are encouraging such certification for their staff. Let's listen from Mr. Muhammad Saleh. He raised the hand. Mr. Saleh, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Ashok. I have a question regarding new hired HSE professionals in KOC. Are we following the same contract requirement, or we have to consider this certification as well?
See, this is KOC GE 33 is, of course, it is applicable for all, irrespective of whether it is there in the contract or no. In addition to this KOC GE 33, if anything mentioned extra in the contract, you need to follow that. And KOC GE 33 is already, as I shown you, is already asking for the certifications. Okay. And once you meet the mandatory is to meet the contract qualifications, of course. Over that, if you have certifications, you need to get you will get additional weightage.
All right. Or if you please send the KOC GE 33 as well, along with the presentation after the meeting.
Certainly. We will send it to the all attendees, the KOC GE 33, as well as our presentation in PDF form. And Mr. Saleh, which company you are from?
From Boritz.
Boritz. Okay. Sure, certainly. Okay, if you are not able to receive within a week, please, I'm sure we will send it because there are so many audits and other things going on. I will send it to the people after the call, and we will do it, no problem, sure. Yes, thank you, Mr. Saleh, and thank you, Mr. Allen, and thank you, Smita, for raising your voice, and thank you, Mr. Bala, for your comments, and appreciate our team leader. Thank you, sir, for your encouragement doing these 2 sessions. We completed these 2 sessions. I'm sure we have provided some information to the people who attended in the session 1 and session 2. If anybody got the benefit from these particular sessions, they got the certification after these sessions, you can always send an email to us that yes, I got the benefit from this certification workshop and I finished my certification. We will be happy to know your progress as well. So with that, I would like to thank Madam Mona for joining with me in this session today. And we thank you all for the, let me share the screen as it is being recorded. So with that, I would like to stop share presentation. If you have any questions, we can always reach out to the email which you got it from our team. They will share it with me. And thank you. And let's continue our efforts for safer and healthier workplaces by enhancing our competency levels. So with that, I would like to conclude our session today. So if anybody has got any questions, they can always put in the chat box. And I will leave this meeting for 5 more minutes so that if anybody has missed any information, they can post in the chat box. So with that, thank you so much and appreciate your participation today.
Thank you so much.